Hey everybody, how's it going? Good morning. It is Monday. Yes, Monday, June 18th, 2018, day after Father's Day. Hope everyone had a wonderful Father's Day, including my father, my girlfriend's father. It was actually a really nice day here in southeastern Pennsylvania. It was actually pretty hot. We had a couple fairs we went to. We had an extra day off of work. Awesome time we had, so I hope everyone else enjoyed their weekend. Alright, you guys are looking at current temperatures right now. Things are getting very mild very early in the morning. As you can see down here at the far bottom, might be a little hard on the cell phones. This was done at 5 a.m. so we could see we're already in 80s down in the south. Even some 80s touching in the middle of the central eastern part of the U.S., we'll put it that way, just under the Great Lakes here. We have a situation that happened overnight last night in Michigan. Major flooding, roads basically just being washed away. Pretty significant story that we're going to talk about here, as well as we're going to touch on the tropics. But as you can see here, that heat wave we've been talking about that was kind of centered right over the middle of the U.S. is now making its way to the northeast. We're talking record-breaking temperatures today in some places, guys, especially where I'm going to be at work. We're pushing 90, 95 degrees today down near Philadelphia. So those of you in the Northeast, be prepared. Have extra water with you, whatever it may be. Try to avoid being in direct sunlight for long periods of time. We all know how that works. Some of us are sun babies. We love being in the sun, and others of us not so much, myself included. Don't get me wrong, I like the sun here and there, but too much of it is way too much for me. But that's what we're looking at right now for current temperatures. So let's take a look at what happened here in Michigan and even Wisconsin and Minnesota, because that's where the storm originated. You can see these orange parts here as part of our heat wave, and then we got these light green colors. These are flood warnings, flood watches, flood advisories, you name it. Anything to the east of the Great Lakes right now is pretty saturated, and we're going to look at why. First, a couple articles talking about this stuff. Look at some of these pictures, guys. These are roads that were once there, believe it or not. Doesn't look like so now. It looks like a horse trail. But yeah, this is what we were dealing with in areas of Michigan, the Upper Peninsula to be exact. This is a Fox News 11 site with some pictures here. Don't want to play any videos for the copyright stuff, but you could just see people standing outside. This is a sidewalk, so this is probably a suburb town. Just entire roadways washed away, just all mud and muck. Just did not hold the water, and this was quick too. Very quick flooding, lots of rain in a short period of time. Let's take a look at how this actually happened. So we're going to backtrack a few hours, at least to overnight last night. So we're going to focus down in this area. And yes, we will be talking about the Caribbean as well, as we do have a tropical wave. It is making its way towards Texas, guys. So those of you along the coast of Texas, you will be getting saturated. This may not be a cyclone, this may not be a hurricane or a tropical storm. It still does have a 10% chance over 2 days to form. That has dropped a little bit from the 20%. I would actually put it between the 10 and 20 as opposed to just sticking to a 10 or a 20%. I know you don't really see that on the charts, but that's just like a, an instinct type deal. But you can clearly see here we have some deep reds. We have a lot of moisture involved in this, and that thing is making its way right towards the coast of Texas. So Texas, for those of you that don't already know about this, I'm sure a lot of you do, this will be a big rain event for you guys. It'll be a big rain event already for the southern areas of Louisiana. So, it's time to prepare, guys. The Gulf is going to be producing a lot of moisture soon, as well as those tropical storms and up to hurricanes once we get into the later weeks of June, which we're about to approach, and then into July and August. We all know things start to pick up big time. So maybe just a little teaser as far as what to expect in the Gulf this year. My prediction was the Gulf was going to be a very significant target this year, with a couple storms coming up the East Coast. So we just got to wait and see what happens, guys. But again, here's where this originated over the top part of the country. We could see this storm here that kind of blew up last night. It made its way over Wisconsin. Wisconsin was involved in some of these severe flooding situations, parts of Minnesota as well. And then as we moved into Michigan, this storm passed over the Great Lakes, and then Michigan really just got slammed. A lot of this moisture came up and then right down on top of Michigan. So that's where a lot of this came from, and the Upper Peninsula was the main area that got hit. Now you can see here, just over Wisconsin, there is another a pretty big storm cell that's making its way over the Great Lake, heading right towards Michigan again. So they are not done yet, and this is going to make its way over just top of the Northeast. Again, a lot of heat going on in the Northeast today. We won't see much rain, unfortunately. That may be coming in the next couple days. So, yeah, this was a pretty big situation for Michigan. Hit them hard, hit them quick. Roads washed out, dozens of sinkholes reported as flash flooding slams the upper Midwest. So that is a multiple state situation. They're counting up to at least 60 sinkholes as of right now. Dozens of road closings, you name it. 4 to 7 inches of rain in 7 hours, guys. So yeah, that will cause a lot of flooding. That will cause your roads to look like rivers. And you could just see here some tweets from people in the area. Flooded roads here. We got a building basically almost up to the first floor. We got flooding going on. And just some Doppler radar images of why this happened and where those deep colors were. So not really so much of a good situation. So anyway, today's top stories, let's check it out. We were talking about the Caribbean as well. We just talked about Texas a little bit. Gulf of Mexico, tropical disturbance to fuel soaking rainfall in Texas, southwestern Louisiana early this week. So basically that's beginning right now. We are in Monday, so this is considered early week. So this will be the topic of the week as far as this channel goes, unless something else pops up that we need to discuss, which we always do. So you can see here, guys, the main talk of the town right now is that big heat wave we're dealing with. Basically in the southeast that is rolling up into the northeast. We got the roads washing out in the upper Midwest, and then we get rounds of storms expected from the front range of the Rockies, Ohio Valley, and then this will move all the way across the U.S. So just a lot of moisture coming, a lot of heat, your typical summer weather that we are used to dealing with around this time of year. Carlotta, okay, we are now down to tropical depression as it has made landfall in parts of Mexico. The storm is expected to die down, could reach areas up into Texas. It depends all on the currents going on in the Gulf and stuff like that. So, again, we are still at a 10% chance of this thing developing that is moving towards Texas. Probably won't develop, but that does not mean this thing is not packed with moisture. A lot of rain, guys, so I'm telling you, the coastal areas of Texas, be prepared. This is going to bring flooding. You could get some pretty significant wind gusts. Again, not going to be a hurricane, probably not going to be a tropical storm, but packing a punch big enough to where you guys will notice it. You will be inside, and it's just going to be a couple days of some pretty dreary weather. So with that said, we are looking pretty clean here in the Caribbean. That will change quickly, though, guys. We know how quick this stuff can change. We got our west to east warm water belt coming off the west side of Africa, and it is producing a lot of waves. So it's just a matter of time before we start seeing those waves begin to roll, and then we got to start dealing with our hurricane season that is about to, in my opinion, blow up in the Caribbean and in the Atlantic Ocean. So we're getting there, guys, but there is severe weather all over the country, and we're going to continue talking about it. I hope everyone has a great morning. It is Monday, once again, the 18th, beginning of another work week, and the beginning of another week here with you guys. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.